Hey, just want to thank you for watching our channel. Please hit that subscribe button.
Talk to me about this year.
One of the people that we met in the Dominican Republic was having a baby. Her name was Danelis. And she decided to fly down here to come meet with my family because my family grew close to them. So we decided to hang out, and she only spoke Spanish, which is not my strong suit. But she was talking to me and my mom, and she was like, "Oh, why don't you intern with us?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "Well, we have a summer program where we'll take some people from the States or from the Dominican Republic, and we'll bring them here, and they'll stay the whole summer. And they're the people who will help with all the groups." And I was like, "That's not a bad idea. Like, I don't mind that at all. Like, that sounds like a great time doing what I did there for a straight month. That sounds amazing." He was like, No, 2 months, like the whole summer." And I was like, "Oh, the whole summer." I was like, "Oh, dang, that's a lot, but I'm willing to do it. Like, I'm willing to give it like a shot." So that's what got me into thinking about it, at least. And then I remember I wanted somebody else to come with me. I was like, I just want one other person from the church, maybe from my family, a friend, something. But that never ended up happening. So I went by myself. And the process.
So you were expecting somebody to go with you?
I was hoping somebody went with me. I wasn't expecting, but I was hoping. I was like, having one other person might make this a little bit easier, but I'm okay. Like, I'm content with the fact that I might not be able to go with somebody else.
So when you made that decision, obviously it was something that you were going to do for the whole summer and by yourself without the family. Now, you had never been away from your family.
That was the first time that I had ever been away from my family for that long period of time. Not even like a month before was the first time I like went on a trip with people that wasn't my family or my school. And it was to Orlando only. And I remember my mom was like freaking out. She's like, "I don't know if I want to do that." And I was like, "Well, I'm going to be in the Dominican Republic for like a month or two." So
So your family was freaking out too. So it wasn't just you.
So it wasn't just me,
Okay.
I didn't start freaking out until like the week before. And I was like, "Oh, dang, I'm actually going to leave." Like before that, I was like, "Oh, I'm going to go. It's going to be great." And like the week before, I was like, "Oh man, like I'm going. Like I'm going. Like this is going to happen." And so I completely actually forgot, because I've never flown by myself before. Normally when we fly with our family, my dad deals with all the flight stuff. And so I remember we got to the airport, and I was like, "CJ, you did the online check-in, right?" And I was like, "What's that?" And he was like, "CJ, I told you to check your email." I was like, "Yeah, I got an email said that I got the flight. Like, what about it?" He was like, "You're supposed to do online check-in." And I was like, "Oh, well, I guess I'm doing that now." So we did it.
Adulting is hard.
Adulting is something I still got to get used to. And so it was a little scary, because not only was it my first time flying by myself, but I was flying somewhere to a place where I knew the people, but I didn't know the language as well. So having to get to the airport and managing was a little bit scary. I started practicing my Spanish more and more and more. And right before the trip, did me mildly good. It didn't do much, but it did something. And so I get there, and I finally land. I meet everyone from Time Missions, and I was like, "Okay, I'm here. I made it. I did it." And as nervous as I was, the second I got there and I saw the people that I knew, I was like, "Okay, I'll be fine." Like, even though I'm not going to see my family, even though I'm far away from home, man, it was a great feeling to be back there, because I was like, man, it's been over a year since I've been there. I don't feel like I might not know the place. The second I walked on to the property, I was like, this feels like not home, but this feels like familiarity. And I immediately was like, "Okay, where am I sleeping?" Because last time we had went during the spring break trip, there was 2 places that they were staying. The adults ended up staying in the Time house, which is where it was AC, had warm water. And then there was the bunks. I like to call them the bunks. And no AC, open windows, bunk beds everywhere, and cold
That's where
showers.
you stayed last time.
That's where I stayed last time. So I was like,
really suffering for Christ.
Suffering for Christ.
Okay.
I don't like the cold. No. I don't like cold water at all. So it was not.
You're not into like the ice plunge. No.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You're too Miami for that. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
And so I was like, "Okay, so where are we gonna be sleeping?" I didn't want to say like, "Oh, are we sleeping in the rooms or are we sleeping in the house?" I was like, "So where are we sleeping?" And like, "Oh, in the rooms that you guys were in last time." I was like, "Okay." So cold water.
Cold showers. All right.
And then I opened up my bag to unpack, and I realized I forgot my pillow. I forgot a fan.
Okay.
And there was one more thing I forgot. Oh, and I forgot, what was it? I think I forgot like cream, like some lotion and stuff like that. And I was like, so I'm not sleeping with a pillow tonight because I forgot it.
They don't have pillows?
No, so the first night I didn't want to ask for a pillow because I was like, that makes me seem so unprepared. So
who brings their... I'm sorry. I've never taken a pillow on a mission trip.
The thing is, they told you to bring your own pillow.
Oh, okay. So it was part of the list.
Yeah, it was a part of the
your
list.
fault.
So it was my fault.
Okay, it's your fault.
And I ended up using my towel as a pillow because I knew I was going to sweat anyways. Okay. So I was like, might as well.
All right. So you are flying to Dominican Republic. You don't know the language. You're by yourself, or I mean, with the people there, but your family is not there. You're excited. You're a little bit scared. So there were some challenges, right?
Absolutely.